Welcome back to the Moon Road Podcast. I am your host, Blue, better known as Blue Friday. But I think I'm going to just stick with Blue. It's short, sweet, to the point. And I think I'm going to go by that moniker from here on out. So welcome back. I hope all of you guys have been doing well. I hope everybody has, been safe and productive, and everything has been going well for everyone. This episode, I want to talk about originality and authenticity. So let's get into it. To be authentic, to be original. What does this mean? It's very loaded, right? You see people saying, you see a lot of times people say, you need to be original. You need to be yourself, But what is ourself? What are we? Who are we? Who are you? Who am I? Who is the I? Who are you? We have to reckon with our own selves, right? And I think that it is a duty of ours to do so. I think that some people may even look at it like a journey your whole life journey is to find yourself. But we need to understand who we are as people, who you are as an individual. I know for sure that being as authentic as you are, as you can be, being as original as you can be, will definitely differentiate you and make you unique, especially in a time like this. We live in a microwave society full of sheep and robots. It is almost like we live in a dystopian world full of brainwashed individuals. And if you are of original character, if you are authentic in yourself, I feel like you stick out like a sore thumb. And that's a good thing. You want to be yourself. You don't want to acquiesce to everything around you, because then what are you? You're just a cog in a machine. And I don't know if I can consider that being that living. We become complacent and comfortable in this. Is this it? I would hate to believe so. And I don't think that this is I don't think that this is the best of society. I don't think this is our lot in life. I don't think we're meant to be herd, animal, sheep, flock. I don't think that's our destiny as the human species. I think we have much more to offer to the world. And I think the world could benefit from human beings if only people dared to be original, have original thought, and be authentic within their own spirit. I do believe that we can add to the world in good ways, not just keep taking from it, not just consuming, not just savaging everything that we can take out of the earth, out of the world. I do believe we could be more productive members of the society in which we find ourselves. But you got to look within and find out who you are. What makes you you? What makes you smile? What makes you happy? Truly. We live a large part of our lives based on the suggestions of other people and other things and other entities, and we don't fully even realize that's happening. A lot of the things we like, we don't know if we actually like it. Maybe it was suggested to us in such a way that we believe this is what we like, or we believe these are the things we support, or we believe, anything. But I take all that into examination. I take all that into examination. Let me pull up this verse from the Bible. I'm gonna see if I can find it, because it's perfect for what I'm talking about right now. Let's see. Yeah, 2 Corinthians 10:5. Paul says, we take every thought captive. We take every thought captive. What does that mean? We take every thought captive. That means anything you think, it has to be under the things that you believe, the things you think, the things you support, the ideologies that you've embraced. To take these things captive means you have to examine if these are truly things that align with your soul. You know, it's so easy to be suggested things subconsciously, subtly. You don't know if you got to take every thought captive, as it says in 2 Corinthians, to see if it's in alignment with your life, with your beliefs, with your morale. To act on a thought without taking a thought captive, without examining the thought, is madness. Think about if the entire world just acted on their first thoughts. Right. Madness. It'd be mayhem. If everyone just acted on their first thoughts. Your first thoughts are not always the things that you think in your head, your first thoughts are not always authentically you. It's just not. You can hear a song over and over and over again, and it'll be in your head, or just on the radio, and it'll be in your head the entire week. Right? Think about that. Is that your thoughts, or is it just in your head now because that's how our reality is constructed? That's how our mind, the framework of our mind is constructed. We just hear things, and now it's in our head. We can see things. If they imagine you looking at YouTube, you're looking at TV, and the same ad is being shown over and over and over again. Support this, buy this, do this, or you're outcast to do that, or you're outcast to do this. And it's all this, you got the machine pushing, things. Right? Now you start to develop a belief and a certain disposition towards something that you may not necessarily even align with. But because of the nature of the mind, that echo chamber effect, you start to echo the sentiments of other people's, thoughts and dispositions, because it's all over the ads, it's all over media, it's all on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram. But have you ever questioned and thought, hold on, do I really believe any of this? Are these my thoughts? Do I hold these beliefs? Are these my ideas? Do I really support that? Is this really my disposition on these topics and issues and discussions? Or has it just been forced into my mind repetitively, and now it's like an echo chamber? Now I just repeat what I've heard. I regurgitate what I've seen. Right? That's what's happening. That's what's happening. That's the dilemma of the human experience. How can we defeat the echo chamber? How do we stay as original and authentic as possible in a hyper-social, content-driven, propagandized climate? How do we keep our originality and authenticity intact? I have a suggestion. First, We must find out who we are. Take some time to think about things. Remember yourself as a kid. Remember the thoughts you had. Remember the things that ticked you off. But remember the things that made you happy, that made you smile. I want you to go back. Go all the way back to when you were just a youth. 4, 5, 6 years old. Who were you? What did you like? What excited you? What type of adventures did you want to go on? What type of dreams did you have? And then progress that from 4 to 5 to 6 to 7 to 8 to 9, all the way up. Think about the evolution of who you were. Did you change? More than likely you did. Change is part of life. When you started to notice the change, think about if it was influenced by your peers. Think about if it was influenced by your parents. Think about maybe the change came from your own natural desires. But know what it was. I remember when I was younger, I would love writing. I loved drawing. I loved doing art. I loved, spending time with my brother. And there was a time where, I must admit, I loved reading too. I have to add that in there. Loved reading. I was a bookworm kid. But I remember a time as I got a little bit older, 13, 14, 15, I was involved in a lot of, mischievous activity. Let's put it like that. I was doing very, very bad things. I was getting kicked out of school, getting sent to these programs, not living with my parents. I got sent to some shelter care program, out bringing weapons to school, stealing, breaking into things, doing, I was literally it was insane. It was insanity. It was a lot going on, but I always had in the back of my mind who I really was. And as I got older, I realized that I was being influenced by my environment. It wasn't really me. It wasn't me. And it took time. It took a lifetime of time to understand and realize this. It took, me going through a lot of BS that I could have prevented to realize, on one extent, I was being influenced. I was trying to fit in. I wanted to be welcomed because I grew up in an environment that didn't really welcome bookworm, creative, artistic individuals. It was hard, and it wasn't accepted as it is now, specifically in certain environments you grow up in, and I was trying to fit in. I was trying to be embraced by my environment, but I was being influenced, and that's the key takeaway of what I'm saying. I was being influenced to be a certain way. These were not my true beliefs. The things these were not my true actions, the things that I wanted to really act upon. It just wasn't. What I really wanted to do was continue to write. I wanted to continue to read more, to learn more. I wanted to continue to draw, continue to sketch. I wanted to continue to do my poetry. I love poetry. That's what I wanted to do most. I would reflect when I was in these programs and stuff, and I was away from home, and they had us. I remember I was in this one program where they had all the kids, all the bad kids or whatever, got sent here. At first, I'm gonna give you the timeline, right? So at first I got sent to an alternative school where I had the choice to go to the like I had to go here, but I stopped going anyway. I was getting into fights. I stopped going to the alternative school. I was skipping alternative school. I literally got sent to alternative school because I was threatening people at the schools that I was in, like the public schools I was in. I was threatening teachers. I was, getting into things, and I was not showing up. So they're like, oh, are you going to the alternative school? So I got there, started doing the same thing, didn't show up. Fuck it. So eventually they said, you know what, we're going to put you in a program where you literally are going to be forced to go to school because guess what? You're getting taken away from your parents and you're going to have to live here with all these other bad kids. So I was literally living in it almost felt like, no joke, no exaggeration, almost felt like a foster care system. And I was in this environment. I want to say, I don't know how long it was, can't even remember, maybe a year, maybe like 8 months. I don't even remember. But I know I was in this program. And I just remember certain times, things were happening, all these kids were truly bad. That's when I realized I wasn't really a bad person. I was just misguided because when I got there, I realized these motherfuckers are actually bad children. They're in gangs. They already got tattoos on them. They motherfucking stabbed a couple people. And we're young, bro. And it dawned on me hold on, I was sitting inside, they had these little rooms and it was like dorms, you're in this room, you're in this room, you're in this room. It's like a hallway and all the boys are on this side and all the girls are on this side. And I would just think, man, I'd be like, hold up. I'd be in my room writing and drawing and shit like that. And they'd be like, and it was just weird, bro. I realized oh my God, I'm not that. I'm not this. This whole thing that was happening felt like a bad. I'm like, hold on, this is not me. How did I end up in this predicament? And it was at that time when I kind of understand to a certain extent when people say I needed that time in prison to really find myself. And when you ever heard them interviews, people give interviews and they say I don't regret my time in prison, it made me better, it changed me, whatever, and things like that. And I don't advocate anyone be in any programs or go sent away to any type of encampment, but I kind of understand what they were saying. I kind of get it. You have so much time to just think to yourself. They didn't allow cell phones in there. You couldn't, it was like you had nothing to do but think, read, and write for hours. And then when you went to school, they took you their damn selves and made sure you came back, and it was just weird. But I had nothing but time to think, and it was around that moment where I was like, oh shit, I'm not really a bad. I think at the time I was a teenager, so I'm not really a bad teenager. I'm not really a bad person. I'm really not. These kids are bad. That's what I thought about. I'm like, these motherfuckers, they are off the hook. You know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers was different. And I was like, hold on, this is not me. So, after I left there, I ain't gonna sit here and say I was still the most role model citizen after I got released from that place, but it was eye-opening to have that much time just to think and shit. So when I left, even though I was still getting into stuff, more and more I had that consciousness in my mind saying, this is not you. And I would eventually lean towards who I really am, if that makes sense, slowly in increments. I would do mischievous shit, but then it started to dwindle down, and then the other things started to ramp up even more, as far as who I really was. And then it just got to a point where I realized all right, I'm about to just be creating 24/7, whether it's music, art, writings, video, I'm going to create 24/7. because this is who I am. This is what I want to do. I have a lot of ideas. I have a lot of thoughts. I have a lot of convictions about myself. I have a lot of things that I want to see manifested into reality. I still dream a lot, you know? So make a long story short, what I'm saying is I had to find myself. Even once as a child, you know yourself, but you get lost and you have to re-find yourself. So I had to have a process of finding myself again. But what I'm telling you is that it took me years to come back to myself. You don't have to do that. You don't have to take years. You can start today. Every day, 30 minutes, meditate or something. Find yourself. Give yourself, like I was forced, a lot of people that's inside programs and inside jail, they are forced to not be on their phone because you can't have that shit. At least years back, you know, whenever. But now niggas be having phones and shit in jail. Shit weird. That shit crazy. But like I remember, like you don't have these. So it's like a lot of people are forced not to have a phone. So people don't even realize how much they're influenced by their freaking phone. You're just on that thing all day, every day. And then say if you're on a phone, I'll give you a situation, right? Imagine being on your phone for a month straight, just looking at it 8 hours out the day. You wake up, you go to sleep, wake up, get on your phone, you just looking at it, scroll, you know, the people, you know, scroll, looking, reading. And then after a month, someone takes your phone away from you and then start asking you about society, the world, your thoughts, your ideas and all that. Do you think that person is going to have original thoughts and ideas? He's going to, or she is going to regurgitate everything they've seen within that phone matrix that they've been in for a month. They're going to start saying things that sound like hashtags. You know what I'm saying? They're going to start saying things that sound like memes and shit. And that's what's happening in society right now. People literally sound like they sound like a hashtag. People sound like a meme. Like literally, people sound like walking manifestations of hashtags and memes and sound bites and clickbait. Literally people's whole lives. Shout out to the show Clickbait. I got to go watch it and shit. People said it was good. But people's whole lives are literally, they're walking physical manifestations of hashtags, sound bites, memes, and clickbait. Clickbait, literally. You ever seen an attractive like thumbnail in a video or something, or like a catchy title, so you click on it because they're baiting you in, and then when you get on the video, it's not what it seems? That's how people are right now in society. People be wearing all this shit, fake ass jewelry, goddamn fake ass designer, fake ass body parts, like literally fake ass titties, fake ass booties, motherfucking makeup on. You don't even know who these people is. If they got rid of all that shit, you'll probably motherfucking scream or some shit like, what the fuck is that? But this is what's happening. And then when you get to meet these people and shit, you find out these people are literally like the most uninteresting motherfuckers on planet Earth. They literally just sound like hashtags. They sound like memes. They sound like sound bites. They can't complete a thought, a sentence, a motherfucking discussion, a conversation. Everyone wants to end conversations and shit now. You can't have opposing views to nothing. People want to cancel everybody and shit. This is where we're at in society. It's all clickbait. Everything is for show. This shit it's insanity to me. It literally is insanity. It is insanity, man. Physical manifestations of the internet. That's what we've become. Unfreaking plug. And I don't know how I got on a rant about that, but most of this shit is because of the internet. That's probably why I got led to this rant. Most of it is because of that. So, you know, going back to what I was talking about, right? Give yourself some time out of the day to not be on your goddamn device, even if it's for 30 minutes to an hour, and to really just think about your life, who you are. What do you love to, and do this for an hour every day, and it will become more clear of who you are. You'll become more authentic and original. It may take 6 months for it to become solid, but do it every day for about 30 minutes. And then start doing the things that you love to do. Do the things you love to do, man. Like, you gotta start. Do the things you love to do. I'm just gonna say that too. Like, don't just be like, well, all my friends want to do is go to the bar, so I guess I'm gonna go to the bar because they want to go to the bar. Oh, they want to go to the club again. They want to go to the bar again. They want to go to the. Dude, if you feel like going horseback riding, go do that. If you always admired horses, go learn how to horseback ride. They give classes out. That money that you spend on the bar every weekend, bro, you could pay for them classes. Them classes ain't that expensive. People always say, oh, this too expensive, but you could spend $80 at the bar every fucking weekend. Go learn how to ride some horses. Seriously. If that's what you into, a lot of people into a lot of shit when they really think about it, but they scared. Or they just like I said, a cog in the machine. They just going with the flow. Oh, well, my friend's going to the bar again, so I'm going to the bar. My friends want to go to this. Like, man, go discover some new music concerts. Go to Eventbrite and just go see what the next grass music is playing or alternative blues is playing in your city, and just go listen to the shit. Go meet some new people. Go find some. Go explore. Go find some non-like-minded people and get different points of views on things. Because all we doing in society is reinforcing our own fucked up behavior. That's all we're doing. We're reinforcing our own fucked up behavior. We're like mirrors to each other. We all have the same thought. I literally be like, what the fuck is this? Like, it seemed like everyone has the same thoughts. Everyone has the same ideas. Everyone has the same beliefs. Everyone dressed the same. Everyone does the same shit on Instagram, on Twitter, on motherfucking YouTube. Everyone makes the same type of content. What the fuck is happening? Like, what in the world is happening? I'm not about to be a part of this matrix. I guarantee you I'm not. I'm not. And I want you, and if all this pop culture shit that's going on right now, if everything about this world right now, about this shit, is actually who you are, then fuck it. That's cool with me, because at least I know that you truly stand behind all of this shit. But for all you motherfuckers out there just trying to fit in, take it from me. I tried to fit in before. Eventually it gets depressing. Eventually your mind starts to tell you you're a fraud. You're not being yourself. You're going to have to wear that jacket. You're going to have to live with that. You and you alone. You're going to have to live with that. So, just, man, for the sake of the advancement of humanity, yes, it's become that deep. Try your best to be as original and as authentic as you possibly can. It is literally imperative at this point. The worst future that I could ever have imagined for society is a future where everyone thinks the same and everyone holds the same beliefs and everyone is like robots and sheeps. When I think of like a dystopian ass future, it's like that. And this is where it seems like we're headed. And it's scary. So, I don't know. This was a rant. As Kanye would say, a stream of consciousness. Yeah, let me know you guys' thoughts, man. Share this if anybody needs to hear this. Hey, man, share it. Wherever you see this at, like it. Post it somewhere. I don't know. I feel like this message needs to get out. But everyone have a blessed day, evening, night, whenever you're listening to this. I'm out.